What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lazy Asshole. We're back at it again with another Marvel Strike Force video. We're going to be talking about the Exalted X-Men, then their new kits. So right now we have Morph going to be on the team. We got Wolverine going to be on the team. We got Storm going to be on the team, and you got Angel as well going to be on that team. So let's get right into it. So they're going to be a Crucible team as well. So rise above in Cosmic Crucible, the mutant powers of the Exalted X-Men combine to create a top-tier Cosmic Crucible team capable of taking down top teams. That includes their mentor himself, Professor Xavier, and the PvP defense specialist Blue Marvel. So it's going to pretty much be a counter for Blue Marvel and Professor X, which is very valuable in Cosmic Crucible. Well, just in Cosmic Crucible. I don't know if they're going to be used anywhere other than Cosmic Crucible. They might be able to take them down in other places as well, as a maybe war, maybe in like raids or something. You never know. We'll just have to see when they actually release. The mutant genes, vitality, expose positive effects. Each new Exalted X-Men character features a mechanic that makes them even more gifted, and having studied under Professor X, the team has tricks up their sleeve to fend off mind control attacks. So that's pretty nice. They can prevent mind control, so they can't be controlled, that's going to be useful for Professor X, what's her name? Emma Frost. She uses mind control as well. And a few others, I think, use mind control. So that's going to be really nice. So they can be controlled. That's just going to be dope. I don't know if technically Noel, sorry, took me a minute to figure out his name. I don't know if technically Noel would be considered mind control, because I think that's just more corruption, but it could be considered mind control. I mean, I could be wrong again. I think it's just considered corruption. I don't think it's actually mind control as well. So we have the first of the new Exalted X-Men here. Storm, Mighty Storm. So this is a new version of Storm. This is not the old version of Storm. So you're getting 3 new characters and 2 new reworks. So Storm is going to be a new character. Strike at the heart of enemy abilities and dampens enemy stats. The key to her kit is an exposed mechanic. Her ultimate applies exposed to all enemies, and in Cosmic Crucible, she applies exposed on spawn to all controller enemies. So that'll be for pretty useful, actually, in Cosmic Crucible against controller enemies. On enemy turn, if that character has exposed, she attacks that enemy for piercing. In Cosmic Crucible, this attack also reduces the duration of immunity on that enemy, applies silence, and if the target is a mutant, applies block 2. So against mutants, they're going to be pretty decent as well. In Cosmic Crucible, enemies with exposed have reduced damage, armor, and resistance. Wow. So they're gonna be taking a hit against this team. This is gonna be new, pretty much the meta for CC. I'm assuming this is gonna be the new meta for CC, meta team. This is replacing Lalandra's team. I don't know why, off the top of my dome, I can't think of the name. But yeah, they're replacing Lalandra's team, and here's Cosmic Crystal Wings exposed have reduced it. Yeah, so that we already heard that. With Angel, Wings of Health. Angel is a veritable guardian angel for the Exalted X-Men with heals, barrier, defense up, and death proof to keep everyone on their feet. But his unique vitality mechanic allows him to help his friends recover from most of their wounds. Okay, that's pretty nice. So he's basically like a tank healer. So that's something kind of new-ish. When enemies attack Angel, if he has Vitality, he heals his Exalted X-Men allies, flips 3 of their negative effects to positive effects, and applies defense up for 2 turns to them. In Crucible, when Angel has a Vitality and is with his Exalted X-Men team, he gains damage reduction and protection. And protects himself and Exalted X-Men allies from gaining bleed, heal, block, vulnerable, and trauma. Okay, so that's nice. You can't gain bleed, heal, block, vulnerable. So basically, null and voiding Old Man Logan right there. So that's pretty good. That's actually really, really good. But basically, this is almost a counter for Old Man Logan as well. Morph, change shape of battles. So this is the other character, Morph, which one of my favorite X-Men of all time. Morph is a heavy damage dealer thanks to his ability to copy enemy positive effects and warp the fight by crushing key enemy abilities and strategies. Every attack copies enemy positive effects, and his special and ultimate gain damage per positive effect. Morph special is crucial to defeating Professor Xavier in Crucible, dealing major damage while applying bleed and heal blood. With his full Exalted X-Men team, he can't gain silence or disrupt. So that's really nice. So he can't gain silence. That's really, really good. Flips darkness to safeguard. Wow. Okay, so Noel is not going to have a chance against him either. It's just going to make them more stronger whenever Noel does his darkness. That's incredible. New characters: Storm Mighty, Traits Global, Mutant Blaster, Exalted X-Men, Speed 133. That's pretty good for speed. Basic Frigid Blow. Attack primary target for 320% damage, plus apply 2 bleed for 1 turn and heal block for 2 turns. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of that target. Okay, that's not bad. So even without preventing the not corruption. Well, I guess corruption would be the only way they attack each other. So with this being this will be pretty much good against corruption because your allies are going to take less damage, obviously, for hitting themselves. So that's going to be really good. Isolate counterattack assist. Attack primary target for 214% damage plus 17% piercing. Plus apply 2 bleed for 1 turn and heal block for 2 turns. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. So special Icicle Crash. So nothing really changed there. Well, a little bit changed. Was this the old one? Oh, this is a new character, so this is really weird. Okay. Special Icicle Crash. Energy cost 5/5. Reduce the duration of Death Proof by 2 on primary and adjacent targets that have exposed. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 300% piercing. Reduce the duration of immunity on primary and adjacent targets by 2, plus apply slow for 2 turns and heal block for 2 turns. This attack is unavoidable and ignores defensive. Alright, so even if she's blind, this attack is unavoidable. Unavoidable means she can't miss, even if they have dodge or blind. That's really good. I like abilities that are, guaranteed to hit. Ultimate Cosmic Tempest. Energy cost 6/6. Apply exposed to all enemies. Clear and revive once from all enemies. Attack all enemies for 400% damage. Plus reduce the duration of immunity by 2 plus apply slow for 2 turns. In Crucible, if this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, apply stun for 2 enemies with the highest speed. Gain plus 500 extra focus for this attack. This attack cannot be dodged or blocked. Passive Weather Goddess. Enemies killed by this character cannot be revived. Whenever an enemy with exposed is attacked, reduce the duration of immunity on that character by 2. This action gains plus 500 extra focus on enemy turn. If that character has exposed, attack that character for 250% piercing. In Crucible, reduce the duration of immunity on that character by 2, apply silence, and if that character is a mutant, apply ability block. Wow, okay, so she applies silence as well. That's pretty good. In Crucible, if this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, enemies cannot become empowered. Okay, that's nice. So I'm guessing that means they can't gain charges? I'm assuming that's what that means. I could be wrong, though. Don't quote me on that one. I think that means they can't get charges as well. So that's really good against, like, Black Knight. If this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allied until this character takes a turn, enemies cannot gain defense up. On spawn applied, exposed to all control enemies, this action gains plus 500% extra focus. Lower damage and resistance by 50% down to a minimum of 50% on enemies with exposed. Lower armor by 100 on the enemy with exposed. Traits: Hero, Global, Mutant, Support, Exalted X-Men, Speed 107. So Angel has 107. This is Angel's stats. Basic wing attack. Attack primary target for 280 damage. Apply regeneration to self and all Exalted X-Men allies. Lose vitality. So his basic makes him lose vitality. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. This attack cannot be counteracted. Okay. So basically, he can't be countered when he attacks with his basic, which is nice. Counterattack assistance. Attack primary target for 191% damage, plus 17% piercing. Apply regeneration to self and all Exalted X-Men allies. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. That's nice. Special Angelic Strikes. Energy costs 6 out of 6. Attacks primary target for 250% damage. Plus chain to 4 adjacent targets for 250% damage. Flip all negative effects to positive effects for self and all allies. Plus apply defense up for 2 turns for self and all allies. Bury yourself and all X-Men allies for 15% of this character's max health. Heal self and all X-Men allies for 25% of this character's max health. This attack cannot be counteracted. Okay, so that one can't be... His special can't be countered either. That's good as well. Ultimate Sky Attack. Energy 6 out of 6. Flip all negative effects into positive effects on self and all Exalted X-Men allies. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 350% damage. Apply 2 death proof to self and all allies. Bury yourself and all X-Men allies for 20% of this character's max health. Heal self and all X-Men allies for 30% of this character's max health. This attack cannot be counteracted. Okay, so basically all of his attacks cannot be counteracted, which is nice. Guardian Angel, on spawn, bury yourself and all X-Men allies, all Exalted X-Men allies, sorry, for 20% of this character's max health, plus apply defense up for 2 turns, gain vitality and taunt for 2 turns. So this guy is basically the tank. This character does not gain taunt, instead apply... Oh, sorry. If this character does not gain taunt, instead apply stealth for 2 turns to all Exalted X-Men allies. Okay, so even if they take his taunt away, for some reason, then everybody else just gets hidden with stealth for 2 turns. That's interesting. So no matter what, they still have to attack. When this character is attacked by an enemy, if this character has vitality, heal all Exalted X-Men allies for 10% of this character's max health. Flip 3 negative effects to positive effects on Exalted X-Men allies. Apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all Exalted X-Men allies. In Crucible, while this character has vitality and has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, gain plus 50 damage reduction up to a maximum of 80%. This character and all Exalted X-Men allies cannot gain bleed, trauma, and heal block, or vulnerable. Traits: Hero. So this is Morph's kit right here. We're going to go over. So traits: Hero, Global, Mutant, Brawler, Exalted X-Men. 134 speed, which is not bad. Pretty speedy team here so far. Because I think his speed was 107. So Angel is the slowest of the team right now. I don't know what they're gonna do for. We'll find out actually. We'll find out what they do for uh, what is her name? I don't know why I'm always drawing a blank. For well, not for Logan, but for Wolverine and Jubilee. Sorry, I don't know why my mind was just going out there the window there. So, basic copying strike, attack primary target for 320% damage, plus copy 3 random positive effects, excluding taunt and regeneration from the primary target. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. Oh, so is this a global? Hold on, is this a global team, right? So this is going to be good for the Professor X trial against Shadow King. I just realized that if this is a global team, global hero, they're all global hero, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, I think this is all global hero. Yep. Because the only one I would have thought might have been a villain would be Lee Angel, because I think in the comics he was actually a villain at one point. But anyway, let's see. So that's gonna be good. This is the team I'm gonna build for Professor X, because if they copy them and make them attack each other, which is not gonna be that bad, I might use this for the Professor X son. But I still haven't unlocked my Professor X. Not yet. I was waiting for a new team. But anyways, let's get back to it. Sorry. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men on this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. Attack primary target for 224% damage, plus 17% piercing, plus copy 3 random positive effects, excluding taunt and regeneration from the primary target. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. Special morphing time. Energy cost 5 out of 5. Gain 5% damage per positive effect on the primary target. Attack primary target for 100% damage, plus apply bleed for 1 turn and heal block for 2 turns, plus copy 1 random positive effect, excluding taunt and regeneration. On Cosmic Crucible defense, this attack targets the enemy with the highest focus. Repeat this attack 3 times. If this character has 3 X-Men allies, this attack gains 100% crit chance. In Crucible, this attack deals double damage. Okay, wow. He's gaining double damage in Crucible. That's going to be pretty heavy. Ultimate Steel Clad Replica. Energy cost 4 out of 6. Copy all positive effects except taunt and regeneration from primary and adjacent targets. Safeguard can be copied by this ability. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 350% damage, plus 25% damage per positive effect on self in the primary target. Passive Body Double. Before this character takes a turn, on enemy taunt, apply taunt for 2 turns on all enemies. Ooh, that's going to be really nice. This action gains plus 500% focus, extra focus. So this is going to be, he's going to be a really nice plug and play character. It seems like. Enemies cannot gain offense up on any turn. If this character has darkness, flip darkness to safeguard. This character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies. If an Exalted X-Men ally has darkness, flip darkness to safeguard on all X-Men allies. All X-Men allies. Okay. So Exalted X. So I'm wondering if they might have misworded this. It's supposed to be exalted. But anyways, if this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, this character cannot gain silence or disrupted in Crucible. Enemies cannot fill or reduce speed bar for themselves, allies, or enemies. This does not apply to speed bar gained through normal means. In Crucible, enemies cannot have their speed increased except by positive effects. In Crucible, the speed of the character and all allies can only be reduced by slow. So they can be reduced by slow. I don't know if they can, if that still counts towards Emma Frost's ability, passive ability, where she slows them right off the get go, or she reduces their speed by 10% right out the gate. I don't know if that's still going to be possible that she's going to do that. So they can only be reduced by slow. So I'm guessing that means her pass ability might not work on this too. Wolverine, increased base stats, health plus 257%, damage plus 275%, armor plus 194%, focus plus 257%. Sorry, what do I say? 5. Resist plus 257%. Basic adamantium claws. Old. This is the old one. This is the old basic here. Attack primary target for 260% piercing. Plus apply 2 bleeds. Gain speed up. In range and on ward defense. Apply disrupted to primary target. And then we got the new one. Attack primary target for 260% piercing. Plus apply bleed. So it's only 1 bleed now? And disrupted? So they took out one of the bleeds and added disrupted. Okay. Interesting. Gain speed up. And they also gain... No, he had gain speed up on the older one. Alright, so gain speed up. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. Special slice and dice. The old attack primary target for 400% piercing plus apply 2 bleed. Rebound chain to 5 targets for 120% piercing plus applied 2 bleed. Gain plus 100% crit chance on each secondary target. This attack cannot be counteracted and cannot be blocked. But it can, so it can't be counteracted and it can't be blocked. But it can be dodged and it could be he could be blinded and miss. So new. It has a new ability, attack primary target for 300% piercing and plus apply a bleed. Rebound chain to 5 targets for 300. So they increased the percentage. No. So they reduced the percentage of the piercing. And they reduced one of the bleeds. Rebound chain is the same to 5. They increased it, the piercing on that to 300 instead of 120. Plus apply bleed. Okay, so that one applies 2 bleed. This one applies only just 1 bleed. This attack cannot be counteracted, cannot miss, and cannot be blocked. Okay, so they changed it to where it can't be missed on the old stats. Now, where it could be missed on the old ability, now it cannot be missed. So this is really, really nice. So it cannot miss at all. I'm guessing even if he's blinded, he can't miss that attack. So that's really nice. Ultimate Primal Berserker. Old. This is his old ultimate. Alright. Energy cost 2 out of 5. If this character's health is below 50%, gain offense up for 2 turns. Attack primary target for 800% piercing. Plus apply 2 bleed. If Omega Red, Colossus, or Sasquatch is an ally, always gain offense up for 2 turns. Clear death proof from the primary target. On to kill, repeat this attack targeting the most injured enemy. This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So it doesn't say, it says cannot miss, but it doesn't say not unavoidable. Well, I'm guessing that is the same. Alright. Unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Here's the new one right here. Energy cost 3 out of 5, so the energy went up. Energy cost went up for it. Gain offense up for 2 turns. Reduce death proof from the primary target by 2. Attack primary target for 400% piercing. Plus apply 2 bleed. So they still get the 2 bleed. Attack primary target for 400% piercing. Apply 2 bleed. On to kill. Repeat this attack targeting the most injured enemy. This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Enemies killed by this attack cannot be revived. So permadeath. They added permadeath to this. That's really nice. So basically, his ult is a permanent kill. So that's really nice. His passive, his old passive, on turn heal for 20% of this character's max health. When this character drops below 60% health, gain defense up and 2 death root. While this character is below 50% health, gain plus 100% block chance. On death, 25% chance to revive with 50% of this character's max health. Gain plus 5 speed per Uncanny X-Men or Weapon X ally. This applied after any character has taken an action. So he gains speed on any Uncanny X-Men or Weapon X ally. This is the old one. In raids and on the war defense. While this character has death proof and does not have exhausted, this character and all Alpha Flight allies gain plus 200% resistance on enemy death. Prolong the duration of all negative effects except trauma, stun, and ability block on all enemies by +1 up to a maximum of 3. If this character has 3 or more Alpha Flight allies, enemy characters cannot gain stealth. Here's his new stats. Here we go. This is his new passive. On turn, heal for 20% of the character's max health. And Crucible prolong the duration of all positive effects on a random morph ally by 1. Up to a maximum of 3. While this character is below 50% health gain, plus 100% block chance. On death, 25% chance to revive with 50% of this character's max health. So we still got the same 25. Yep, same 25 revive. 50% of the character's max health. Yep, same. That's the same. Okay. If this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, enemies below 50% health cannot gain stealth. So prevents stealth. That's nice. Gains plus 75% chance to revive on death. So now he gains an extra 75. So almost 100. No, he's 100%. Actually, it's 100% chance to revive on death. With the Exalted X-Men ally. That's with 3. So with 3 Exalted X-Men allies, he turns it into 100%. Or maybe it's subtracted off of that and it's just 75%. So it's 75% chance. Lower the passive assist chance for all enemies by 100%.
Oops, don't put there in again.
Anyways. Jubilee. Increased base stats. Increased base stats to 300% health. Damage plus 310%. Armor plus 395%. Focus plus 315%. Resistance plus 275%. Speed plus 13%. Basic Firework Blast. This is their old ability, their basic. Attack primary target for 290% damage, plus 70% chance to apply blind. And raids always apply blind. New attack primary target for 290% damage. Plus, if this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, apply blind. When forced to attack an Exalted X-Men ally, this character deals less damage, and this attack will not reduce the max health of the target. Her special Plasmoid Party. Energy cost 3 out of 5. Apply offense up to self and all X-Men allies. Attack primary target for 300% damage. Gain assist at 50% damage from all astonishing X-Men allies. Call 2 random non-summoned, non-astonishing X-Men allies at 50% damage to attack the primary target. This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. On kill, spread 3 negative effects from the primary target to all other enemies. This will not spread stun. With her new abilities, energy cost 5 out of 5. Apply offense up to self and all X-Men allies. Attack primary target for 300% damage. Gain an assist from 3 random X-Men allies. On kill, spread 3 negative effects from the primary target to all other enemies. This will not spread stun. This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Ultimate Splitting Atoms. Attack target for 400% damage, plus 50% piercing, plus reduced speed bar by 25%, plus apply stun. Attack all other enemies for 200% damage, plus 50% piercing. Apply plus 1 slow to all enemies. Apply offense down for 2 turns to all enemies. New. Here's her new ability. This is her new ultimate. In Crucible, if this character has 3 Exalted X-Men allies, reduce the duration of immunity by 2 on the primary target. Attack primary target for 300% piercing, plus reduce speed bar by 25%, plus apply stun. Attack all other enemies for 300% piercing, apply plus 1 slow to all enemies. So that's pretty good. Not too bad. Not too big of a change? It's not too big of a change. Reduced, but increased for attack all enemies. Apply 1 slow. Okay, so that's pretty much the same almost. Passive Maul Rat. Here's her passive. Old. When astonishing X-Men ally drops below 50% health, fill ally beast speed bar by 30%, plus generate an ability energy for a random ally beast. On enemy death, fill all astonishing X-Men allies speed bar by 25% on this character's and each X-Men ally's turn. Apply assist now to either self or random X-Men ally. Gain plus 30% max health. X-Men allies gain 15% max health. Astonishing X-Men allies gain an additional plus 15% max health. In raids, gain 20% speed. Astonishing X-Men allies gain plus 20 speed. Gain plus 40. Gain plus 40% damage. Astonishing X-Men allies gain plus 40 damage. Here's her new ability, or her new passive. On enemy death, fill speed bar by 25% for self and all Exalted X-Men allies. On self or X-Men ally turn, apply assist now to self or random X-Men ally. When this character drops below 50% health, apply offense up to 1 random Wolverine ally. Generate 1 ability energy for 1 random Wolverine ally. When this character or any non-supported Exalted X-Men ally drops below 50% max health, apply defense up for 1 turn and stealth for 2 turns to that character. In Crucible, barrier and heal that character for 15% of this character's max health. Alright, well, that's pretty much every one of their kits, and it seems like her passive has gotten a really nice rework. I like the Crucible, barrier and heal that character, and then the stealth. This is outside of Crucible with the stealth, so this is just the one that's in Crucible. So outside of Crucible, they won't get the barrier or the health. But either way, it's still pretty nice to see that rework. So I appreciate y'all watching and kicking it with your boy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and hit that like button if you like the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.